Hey, Patrick.
Do you see that?
I did see that.
They give you this thing to wear and it says guest. I was like, I'm not a guest here. Part of me wants to cross that out to write patient.
That's right.
That's more accurate.
So, Patrick, if there was one thing that you would want people to know about what it's like to live with a brain injury, what would it be?
How do I say it? Like, that I cannot do what I used to do that I liked.
Like what? What are some things that you...
Run,
Okay, you can't run.
play music, write music, play drums.
You can't run, but you're learning to walk. You can't
Right.
play drums quite the same way you did prior, but you are learning to play them again.
Right. If you want to make it funny and somebody asks you about it, you just say, well, it's like being 1 year old again.
Is that what it's
Or you
like?
could say 0 years old.
Because you have to relearn everything?
Yeah, all this stuff that through time you easily can do until it's ripped away from you. Like, what about all that shit I learned? What do I do with that then?
And it's all...
Oh, relearn that? If you want to have actual, like, fun doing something like going to the beach or even like listening to music, that is very different. Doing this actually is it's like work for free. You don't get paid for anything. If somebody gives you credit like, hey, you're doing great or some kind of something like that, you're like, yeah, this is a job that I don't get paid for. You don't get paid money for it. You pay yourself.
Ooh, I like that.
Getting back what was ripped from you again. You pay yourself by taking that back.
That's
You're like,
awesome.
yeah, I got this. Somebody steals it. It's like, I'm stealing it back.
That's right.
With your hands. People always give me credit, like different therapists, and I'm kind of always just thinking like, do I really have an option now? Serious? Don't I want to grab back what was ripped away from me?
So, Patrick, do you feel like people treat you differently because you have a brain injury than they used to?
It's a difficult one because it's like, if ever somebody like me is involved in something with other people, something happens that nobody likes, nobody wants.
Feel like a problem.
I always think for a second, like, well, if I was them, I would think, oh, that guy with the smashed his head too hard, blame him.
So you do feel like people treat you differently. You feel like people
Well,
blame your brain injury for the
like
problems.
Yeah, it's like kind of one of these simple things. Oh, my skin got burned because I was out in the sun. Whose fault is that? Well, it really is mine, but we can sort of, put the kind of
Responsibility.
cause of it as the sun
I see.
burning you. How could you protect yourself from that? Oh, wear sunscreen or something like that. Like if you're them, you have to think like, how could I prevent
This problem.
this thing from happening? Not be involved with that guy.
That's how you feel?
Yeah.
So, Patrick, it sounds more like that's your fear than actually how people treat you. So that comes from a fear within you that you think people are going to treat you that way. You think people are going to blame you. But I don't know if you've actually experienced that so much yet.
It's always just like, oh, what's the problem? It's my fault.
There's absolutely no way to debate your perseverance and determination, but I think it's good for people to hear the struggle, with loving yourself, with thinking good things about yourself, and with your fear. Because you're actually crushing your recovery and a huge inspiration to so many people. I think people with brain injuries would understand where you're coming from.
What I'm saying probably.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like half funny,
Oh, you're funny,
like half comical.
Mr. Guest.
Like, yeah, right?
Patrick, do you feel like when you eventually try to go back to work, do you feel like people will discriminate against you? Do you feel like the ignorance that they'll have about brain injury, do you think they'll look at you and wonder what happened to that guy?
If you're going to be that way, that's your problem.
Yes.
If I let you turn that on me to cause a problem for me, I'm not going to do that as your thing.
That's absolutely right, Patrick.
Exactly.
That's a great attitude to have. So you want people to know that...
Gotta go work on this foot that don't work. This this guest has to go work on his foot that don't work.
Which one?
This one.